So what you're looking at here is a venison leg. If you look on a diagram over here, you can see that it is the #1 piece right here, and on the lamb too, and it's that piece on beef. There's a lot of different things that come out of there. But what I actually like to do with this piece of meat is, as you can see, there's a joint. Okay, and as you palpate up a little bit, it's soft right there. I'm going to cut in on there, and then I'm going to cut all the way around this piece like that. Okay, let me show you how to do that. As I'm cutting right into the bone, right into the bone, right into the bone. All right. Make sure, yep, I cut all the way in. Now I'm left with the bone right there. It's a piece of the femur, okay? And if you have a bone saw, you can use that, but I actually have a garden tool that I like to use for it. And the garden tool looks like this, okay? And I'm going to hook that piece of bone right in there, and then I'm going to crush it. So, making sure that it is hooked in. This is kind of fun. Doesn't take a lot of effort. Right through. Alright. Now we have this piece. And we have this piece. Now I have a special meal that I do with this one, cooking it like a shank. I have a video on how to make shanks, but this is a really nice big fat one. I'm going to put it in my cast iron pot. It's actually sitting a little bit up like that, at least it fits in the pot still. I'm going to sprinkle it with some salt. There we go. Nothing else. I'm going to close the lid, and then I'm going to put it in the oven next to a little rabbit that I have in there, and I actually want to show you real quick what this rabbit looks like. So I cook chicken the same way, so it's been in the oven just a little bit. I put some filtered water, some salt, allspice, clove, and bay leaf in there, and this is going to slow cook at 220 for the rest of the day until tonight, along with the shank that I put in there next to it. Alright, so that's the first one meal make, but now there's two more things that I cut out of here. As you have to palpate, so you can feel there's the bone right here, and you're going to start deboning this by cutting all along that. So I'm going to try and keep this piece of meat in as whole as possible. And when you do this, just want to make very small incisions, or little small cuts, all the way around. As you see the hard pieces, go all the way around that. So you keep feeling where the bone's at, so you don't keep cutting into meat. There we go. Now you can see, so I loosened that up all along the pelvis. Right here. Alright. And then, so I have this piece right here, so now I know that the bone is coming out over here, and I know that technically the bone is sitting here. You can almost feel a septum right here. Okay, so I'm going to follow this line and follow the bone. Alright, so now you can turn it up a little bit and see where you're at. Cameraman is giving you guys a really nice up close and personal. You just keep pulling the meat while you're slicing it next to the bone. Keep slicing next to the bone. Alright, so now we have the deboned piece, part of the pelvis and part of the femur. And then we have, basically, I'm going to cut right here, so that's one piece of meat, so you can see all the way around. If I were to cut there, I'd have a nice solid block of meat. So I'm going to cut that. There we go. Beautiful, solid block right there. And then we have this piece. So there's a lot of fascia right here and so on, so I'm actually going to cut right through there. Try to cut it straight. And then you have another little piece right here. Actually, cut this little piece off. Like that. Alright. So you have this little piece like that. So I make a sirloin type of sirloin tip roast with these two. This one is going to be slightly smaller, and this one is going to be obviously bigger. Okay. I have an example here of an actual sirloin tip. Right. This is beef. You can see the difference in color of the meat. This is venison. This is beef. Much darker meat. Much lighter. And when I have this piece of meat like this, I take string and I tie it up like this. There's a technical name for it that I don't know right now. But I'm going to do this with this piece of meat, and I'm going to do it with this one. And I'm actually going to, when I roast them in the oven, roast them at the same time. So you're still left over with this piece with all this fat on it, and you're left with the bone. And what I do is I just chop this up in very small little pieces, and that to me is the beginning of a beautiful French onion soup. I would like to show you guys just the book that I learned a lot of this out of. It's called Good Meat, The Complete Guide to Sourcing and Cooking Sustainable Meat. And it actually has recipes for rabbit and lamb and duck and fowl and beef. But if you look over here, it shows you the very different kind of cuts of meat. And right here is a beef hind quarter. And that is the sirloin tip. That's very similar to what we have going on over here. And it's very similar, or it is, this piece of meat, all bound up. The reason you bind it up is so that the meat cooks as even as possible. And as you can see here, they show you exactly how breaking down a side of beef, what it looks like. You want to get some string, some natural cooking twine, and that's going to help you tie all this up so that it can cook evenly, like that piece. Okay, as you can see right here, it's like a lot of fascia on the outside, and you kind of, if you want to, you can get rid of it. I mean, you can cook it and you can eat it, but see how easy that actually comes off? You can just pull on it. Try not to cut it, because when you are going to cook it, you actually cook it on a pretty high temperature for the beginning of it to seal the outside of the meat so it doesn't dry anything out. You definitely don't want to dry anything out.